guys, this is Sam from Aachen and I'm here in my little home studio and I just want to show you my track breakdown from the circle. I got a little tea and yeah, let's have a look on the track. So let's start with the kick drum, I think. This kick was actually used twice in this release because I was very in a hurry with this track because it was for a producer challenge by Thomas Hofknecht and Vision by XRME. And so I did this track in around about 2 days and used this kick one more. And yeah, here it is. This is the processing on the kick because it was rendered to audio. I just wanted to use an EQ here at 464 Hertz. And let's have a look on the other layers. I think that's more important. So the rolling bass is actually in between. The kick is like here on the one, and it is like in the empty spaces to get this rolling bass feeling. And I can show you first. Here's the kick filtered. So the cutoff from this filter here went off at this place, and so this rolling bass came in. As you can see, as you can hear, it is quite giving the power to the track. And yeah, so this layer is maybe the most important. I reused the kick to get like a rhythm between that and cut it very much from the frequencies out. I only use it here between 100 and 630 Hertz and get like this rhythm with this auto pen. I can put it out and you can hear what it makes. With the EQ, to avoid that it is combining with the kick, I did this auto chain, auto pen side chain, and yeah, you can hear it. So every time when the kick is coming in, it makes space for the groove, so the groove has its own place in the arrangement in the track, and so this is working quite well. The last part here is actually only a transient because it goes on the kick, so it got more punch and it gives the kick the thing it's losing. I can show you here. It's so low and nothing special, but all in all it makes such a huge difference for me. When I turn this transient out, there's just a little bit more punch, and I like that very much. And yeah, on the group there's only a kick filter and a kick automation rack, which I once built, and just put the kick in mono, and with the EQ it just goes here down. The kick filter is on another frequency, so it adds together better. So this was the kick. We can hear it once more to get the feeling of the kick at this part. We are here at 131 BPM. It's not that fast. So we go here into the heads. The heads are basically divided into opens, close heads with a busy head. The rights, yeah, that's all. We can listen to the open head ones. Now with all layers, there is a second harder open head coming in later in the track to give it more like the feeling that something is adding. I like this hi-hat deep here. It's one of my favorite deep hi-hats I always use because it's so distorted because of the redox, and so it's downsampling the hi-hat, and yeah, it's very nice. I love it. You can hear it once. It adds so much dirt to the track and to the other hi-hats to get like this dirty feeling of the track, and I love this very, very much. And yeah, all heads together again. Some stereo widening, some in the middle to get like a variation in these hi-hats. On the group is nothing. On this hi-hats it's just a delay. On this deep hi-hat, the open hi-hat is added with a random head. So it's like the hat doesn't have always the same amount of loudness, so it's sometimes a bit lower, sometimes a bit higher. I love this very much to get like a different feeling about the track. It's very, very, very. It's a very slow difference between these higher parts and these lower parts, but all in all, it's very nice. We can put out the processing here once. Let's go. It's not a big difference. Wait, we need to solve it. We had the saturator to get more more distortion, drum bass, and of course EQing. Here's a little resonance. Yeah, that's fine. This is more like a deeper head, which goes on the background here. I put out these resonances, and it's more like a shorter head, which adds on top of these hi-hats. So there is the next closed hi-hat coming in here. So this is a random head again here with this random function MIDI effect. Just a simple shaker. We added a second one. More transients there, not like these deep ones. And a third one. Which might be the same one, but it's in the center. The other one was more a bit left, and so they all add together to this group. Simple hi-hats. Let's go to the right. There is the processing a bit more complex. We can have a look. So we have a look on this right here. It was frozen. So I did a MIDI effect, and then after that I freezed it to audio. Yeah. There is one. There's this slower ride, and this one is a much faster ride, double times. Altogether, they add a big, big difference to the track, and I love it very much. What I always do is I put an auto pan here and automatize it to the big parts of the track in the arrangement. So when you listen, it's building up very, very great, and I love that. So it's an auto pan which is making left and right. And this one is building up the track. We can have a listen. Wait. It feels like there is a delay coming in, and I love it very much. I always use it in my productions. This is like a ZAJON trick, which I always use in my productions, and yeah, I love it. I love it very much, especially in the break when we have here an auto filter, so you can't hear the rights anymore. So here in the break, you can hear the rights coming up from the auto filter, and we can listen to that. So it's building up very great to add the feeling just before the drop. And so you don't need these filter sweeps like an airplane. So we use these rides here, and yeah, I love it very much. I would use it in every production. Maybe this is a nice tip for you. And yeah, so we have a third ride here, which is only adding 2 times in the arrangement. So it is going on here after the drop. It is on the first note. You can hear it. So it's just a frozen ride, which is going off on the kick. Bam, bam. We can hear it with the kick. Oh, I missed this one here. This is a reversed kick to add like a variation in the track, and yeah, we can have a look here. So let's go on the loops here. Shame on me. We used loops here because it was actually producer challenge, and the job was to use these loops here in the production and build the track around that. So there's just a bit of automation from the auto filter here. We can have a listen first. Together with the kick. So after the first drop here, it just goes 1 octave lower, and so we have this effect here. We can hear the whole track once. So this synth 1 octave lower is coming here after the first drop in the arrangement. So it gives the track a different feeling, lower, more darker feeling, and yeah, it's coming in here. So we have some filter automations on these loops, a bit of this reverb here. First, I was thinking in the first version of the track that I used this one here, this much lower synth, but I didn't use it. I deleted it afterwards. I thought it was not needable to use this, and so I deleted it or just put it off. And so let's go to the main part of the track. You have like a synth which is giving the question. Yeah. Is this one, and then you have the second synth which is giving the answer to the track. Both together with the kick sounds like this. And in the background, these loops are adding to give the track the rhythm, and after that we're only playing with the heads and building this question answer thing up. And yeah, so in the first part of the track we have like another drone which is going in the break and in the first part to give it more like in the arrangement part. All these saw synths were made with Repro 5, I think. Yeah, Repro 5, one of my favorite synths here. It has some effects on here. I use this Lyrebird. Never spoke about this, but yeah, this one actually too. It was made with Repro 5, one of my favorite synths from Yuhi, amazing one. I would recommend it to all of you. Let's have a look into the processing of this. I got here the synth, and on the first one, I used here an audio effect track to create like two sides of the track. In the mid, there is no processing, and there is like a second one with a reverb. Let's go. So this is more on the sides. So I used the width here with the utility. Without it, it would sound like this. So it's basically very, very much in the middle. So I wanted to add more like stereo whiteness. So we have these reverbs here on the sides. After that, just a little rhythm to avoid using collidating with the kick. It's very, very simple, as you can see, but the simple ones are always the best ones. This corner response principle is working very well, and the second saw synth, I did almost the same. Here's an empty chain. Here's one with overdrive to add more like dirtiness and hardness to the synth. We can hear it one time in solo. So this is with the distortion. It's very hard and coming in. This is with another distortion. You can never have enough distortion. It's very, very silent, and all in all together, it sounds like it's very hard synth. I love the sound of it. It's rough for the basement. Would love to dance to it. And yeah, here's some processing into a reverb and as a center return to give it more room. And yeah, it is working quite well. This arrangement synth here, which is called Soul Synth 2, is made a bit more complex. So you have like first the saturation to give it a bit more dirtiness and hardness. We use the hard curve here. On the first chain, we used a downsample here with the redox, so it's getting like this hard feeling. And on the second chain, it's saturated with a reverb. So we did the same like in the first one. After that, we used an MSEQ. So we splitted the mids to the sides. The mids should come out more. So I build it up here, and the sides should be monocompatible. So I used at 580 Hertz an EQ on the sides. We gave it an auto pan to let it pan from the left to the right, and yeah, this worked. Rhythm, auto filter, classic automations, and we used here an auto pan with this little trick I added on the right. So it gave again this delay feeling. So the synth is coming in, which was in the arrangement, and the kick is coming in.
Just listen. The circle.
Right before the drop, we got this vocal here. We can have a listen once.
You just listen. The circle.
So it was made with an delay and reverb and center return to give it more like this room feeling. This is the highlight of the track just before the drop. So it got like this listen, the circle, circle, circle. So it got more repetitive. And we used here this chain principle again. I used an overdrive chain and saturated chain and raw chain. Using delay, some EQing here, just resonance and some highs, an auto filter, and that adds perfect to the drop. Yeah, here we got some percussions throughout the track. You can listen to the first one. More like a rhythm head. It's building up here with an which one is this? This is on B with a reverb. It's building up with a reverb and then with an auto filter to get it more like slowly into the track. And of course it goes into reverb heads, so it got very much reverb. It has the function to add more power to the track after the synths came in. So we can have a listen in the arrangement here.
Just listen. The circle.
So here all heads and all percussions went out, and it's more like an arrangement trick to give it more like the feeling everything's building up, and then it's all falling down on the most important pieces. So we got here just right before the drop, we got snare, simple 16th snare, building up with an auto filter, with saturation, with a little delay, a little reverb. In the break we got more like a rhythmic snare here, and it got faster and faster, built up with the auto filter again, with the saturator. But on the other hand, it went down here because we got two auto filters. One's coming from low and one's coming from high. So it's building up together like higher and higher. And then the reverb is coming in here. We can have a look. So it sounds very great for me that the reverb is coming in here. It gives it more like feeling into the room, into the dark room. And yeah, we can have a listen here into the arrangement.
You just listen. The circle.
So this is the main drop where this call and response principle is coming in and building up the track, and then these vocals coming in. So yeah, that's the main part of the track. What do we got else here? We got an Rudosa sample, percussion sample. So it was before the processing was more in the middle. We can put out the processing here. Auto filter. Use an echo, an auto chain, an auto pen side chain to create more the rhythm with the kick, an EQ, an auto filter to build it more up, Here it's more like lower, then it's going up over the track. This auto pen to give it more like this left and right feeling. Some send and return ones are coming back here in. So I always use the same send and returns for more parts of the track to give it more like a special room for all these elements. And one is building up, one is building down, and delay and reverb. So I mostly use 2 or 3 reverbs in send and return on my track, not more. And some special delays, for example, with the crystallizer from Sound Toys. These are my most recommended plugins for delays. The Echo Boy, the FabFilter Reverb, loving it very much. Great package from FabFilter always. But as you can see, I always use much Ableton stuff here. Let's have a look on the main break again. Let's have a look on the main break here, just right before the drop.
You just listen. The circle.
In the arrangement, there are now here many hi-hats coming in, and after that I use the little trick to put out all hi-hats again, to give it more like this second drop. I can show you here. So all the hi-hats going out again, and after that the percussion and the clap is coming in, and the track gets like a second drop here. And thank you very much for watching this video until here. I hope you had much fun and you could learn some things. For me, the more simple tracks are always the best ones. You see not much elements here, some saw synths, some loopy synths. There's everything you need in the track. Yeah, some basic hats, some rides, some open hi-hats. I hope you had much fun in this video, and see you soon.